What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 202 prediction video. Let's get into it. I'm not quite sure how many fights are on the main card, but I'm going to do 7 predictions here. And I believe that the Neil Magny versus Lawrence Larkin is the main event of the pre-prelim. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm choosing Neil Magny to beat Lawrence Larkin. I'm choosing Cody Garbrandt to beat Takeya Mitsugaki, and I think that's going to be the main event of the prelims, but correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I believe onto the main event, I'm choosing Sean Strickland to beat Tim Means. I'm real nervous about that pick. Sean Strickland's only 25 and he fights young. He's too willing to brawl sometimes and accept bad positions. He's one of those people who gets hit and it's like, yeah, he kind of likes to get hit. And Tim Means, he doesn't have the nickname Dirty Bird for no reason. He will try to bait him into a brawl, but I do think that Sean is more powerful. I think he's a rangy, lengthy fighter. If he fights from the outside, I think he can get it, but I don't know. And I think that's going to be a great fight. Could be fight of the night. Next up, I am choosing Hyun Gailium to beat Sultan Elev. I think I did pretty good with that one, but that's going to be a good fight as well. Now, Donald Cerrone versus Rick Story. I think this is his 3rd fight in the welterweight division. He keeps going, especially at 33 years old. He might just be staying at welterweight. This is his first fight, I believe, in the top 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe Rick Story is ranked in the top 10, so with the type of name and the fame that Donald Cerrone has, he gets a couple of big wins in the top 10, and he's going to be fighting for a welterweight title shot, and it's going to make me nervous because you get up there, and those welterweights are huge. Okay, so Donald Cerrone, of course, is a kickboxer first, and then he also has the Muay Thai training there, and as far as his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like Joe Rogan says, I don't know if he has a belt, but it's black because he's very proficient on the ground, underrated, has an attacking Jiu-Jitsu style. Rick Story likes to bang. He's got great wrestling as well, but he likes to stand up, likes to bang. He has the great combinations, has the one hit a quitter, and I think he's healthy now. He had a great win up against Rick Safadine in that last fight. Outstruck him, outpointed him, out-momentumed him. So this is going to be a great test for Donald Cerrone at welterweight to see if he should continue in this weight class. If he gets past Rick Story, player on player, and I'm choosing Donald Cerrone because I love the cowboy. Now, co-main event, and I'm still going back and forth. I haven't quite chose. Okay, so we're seeing Anthony Rumble Johnson take on Glover Teixeira. This is a very important fight. The winner of this is most likely going to fight DC. Let's just be real. Glover Teixeira, of course, is a boxer first. He is a champion a boxer as well. He was taken under the wing as Chuck Liddell as an MMA fighter, but he was already a champion boxer, and he's also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I think that all Brazilian fighters are black belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's their base art or not. Glover Teixeira, of course, so he has that to fall back on. He has slick submissions. He's extremely strong on the ground, has great wrestling as well, can fall back on the wrestling, and of course, like I said, his base art is actually boxing, not striking. He's a proficient boxer. He has great combinations. He has angles. We see footwork from Glover. So his stand-up game, like I said, he's a boxer, not an MMA striker. There's a difference. Now we have Rumble Johnson, who is an MMA striker, but he hits so hard that it doesn't matter that he doesn't have all the footwork that a Glover may have. He doesn't quite have the boxing proficiency that Glover has. He does have good angles. I was about to say he doesn't have the angles that Glover has, but he does. He may not have the body movement angles. I'll say that. I'll give that to Glover. As far as hand speed, I'm not quite sure who's going to have the hand speed, but we know that Rumble Johnson has the power advantage on the feet. He hits, according to DC, he is the biggest power puncher. He hits harder than the heavyweights there. He can generate such power from small spaces, so even if you take him down on the ground, he can generate punches going up. If you have him up against the cage, he can generate some velocity from punches in very small spaces. He can bust you up. But he does have a weakness as the fight goes on. We know his cardio has waned before, especially if someone is taking him down, wrestling and laying on him and sucking that energy out of him, laying him on him against the cage with the dirty boxing, laying that body against him. And Glover is very good at that. Very good at that. Like I said, has underrated wrestling, has the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, has great slick submissions, has great dirty boxing, great cage up against the cage. He can lean on Anthony Rumble Johnson. I say that's what you do. That's what you do, Glover. You might want to box him in space because, of course, you want to use all of your tools. You want to disguise your takedowns. But the moment you can, Glover, take Rumble Johnson down. And he still might do some damage. Like I said, he can have great velocity in small spaces. I'm kind of stalling here because I don't know who's going to win. Anthony's going to try to take him out. Of course, he's been working on his wrestling, his takedown defense. Of course, he's growing every time we see him. So I suspect that his takedown defense and his wrestling is going to be even better, actually. And He's got great kickboxing. I suspect we're going to see more kicks from Rumble Johnson here, especially since he's going to keep this standing. So, but more kicks, but you don't want to be taken down. But he needs to use his entire arsenal, because I believe that Glover actually has just a few more tools, just a few, but more tools. So don't be afraid of being taken down. Rumble Johnson, use those kicks. You such velocity, you might knock him out with a head kick. Who knows? Come on, I'm gonna go with Rumble Johnson. Moving on. Moving on. I don't know. I'm picking on the spot. I didn't have a pick. I didn't choose before. Let's just go ahead and Rumble Johnson. Main event, and we're seeing my boy Nate Diaz in the rematch against Conor McGregor, the notorious MMA, one of the best nicknames, by the way. And I finally went to his website. It's called the Mac Life, another good name, by the way, and a really good website, by the way. It's really complete. It's a complete website that constantly features Conor McGregor, but there's plenty of other fighters on there. There's videos. It's a much more complete website than I thought it would be. So I just wanted to say that, because if you say anything negative about Conor McGregor, the McGregor nuts go off. So I just wanted to give him some props real quick on his name and his website. So let's talk about this fight. We know how the first fight went. Conor McGregor won the first round. He drew blood, but that's not really saying much, because the Diaz brothers have so much scar tissue, as they say. You can look at them hard enough and they'll bleed. So he won the first round, though. He landed the most shots. He landed some kicks there, but mostly on the feet. He was head hunting against a bigger man, and didn't realize his power wasn't the same. In the second round, we saw Nate Diaz, of course, come back with a striking game. He was boop-bopping him up and actually made him give up on the feet. And then he went for the desperate takedown. And of course, it was all she wrote. Diaz quickly took the back and tapped him out. So I don't think that the second fight will go the same, because first, Conor McGregor's coach, John Kavanagh, is a smart coach. He's very smart. He's going to pace Conor out. Conor's not going to be headhunting this time. He realizes that his power's not the same with a bigger man, because this is a welterweight fight again. So I don't think he's going to be headhunting. I don't think he's going to be as aggressive in the first round or even the second round, because this could be a 5-round fight. So I think he's going to be more tame, more measured. But we'll see. Now, as far as the training partners, he hasn't brought any big boxing partners, as Nate Diaz has pointed out in the press conferences, which has been amazing, by the way. You over there playing touch butt in the park. While I'm boxing with real boxers. I love Nate Diaz. Amazing to see someone not phased by Conor McGregor's trash talk, because as we know, that is mental warfare. He's not talking trash for no reason. But in this go around, I think Nate Diaz got him to shut up a few times, more than the last time. My whole crew beat up your whole crew. Amazing. You got to see all the press conference stuff for this fight. So again, I don't think Conor's going to be headhunting like he did the first time. I think he's going to be more measured. I think he's going to be just simply more careful this time, because he knows his power won't be as effective. Nate Diaz, now, he's going to pick up that lead leg. We all know to beat Nate Diaz, you tear up the lead leg, take away his movement, and then you can outbox him from there, outstrike him from there, or take him down from there. But lately, Nate has been picking up his lead leg. And with so much on the line, so much money on the line, he doesn't really care about a title shot. He just cares about making as much as he can and being the biggest MMA star that he can. So with so much on the line against someone that he doesn't actually like, genuinely doesn't really care for Conor McGregor, I think he's going to be on top of it. I think he's going to pick that lead leg up. And we know he's the more proficient boxer. Now, Conor is more powerful. He's got the one-hit quitter, but Nate is definitely the better boxer. I'm sorry, he is. We know that Conor is a European boxing champion, but Nate is still the better boxer. He trains with champions on a regular basis. That hand speed, he will have the quicker hand speed, the combinations, the angles. He just needs to work on that footwork, pick that lead leg up and move and glide. Don't give Conor the end. Don't plant that leg and let him tear it up. Make sure you keep moving that lead leg and keep gliding. Keep your footwork up there with your hand speed. And you in there. You in there. Now, as far as the ground game, as we've seen, there's no way Conor was able to get that much better from what we saw in those few little months. Nate Diaz is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's an underrated wrestler as well, and I do believe he will have the upper ground if this fight goes to the ground again. The way he easily took Conor's back, the ground game is Nate Diaz. So who am I choosing? I'm choosing my boy, Nate Diaz. Of course. course. And when he beats him again, I'll have another pair of red panties to celebrate with. All right, let me know your picks, any injury updates. Let me know how you feel about everything that I've just said. This is a great card from top to bottom, so talk about any fight that you want to. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where I will have 15-second predictions and recap videos. I'm on Snapchat now. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care, and goodbye.